to Candid Conversations with Carolyn Vaughn. If you would you stop, like, and share, and please make comments. Well, today I'm excited because we're on location at the Little Gym in Kansas City North. We are with the owner, CEO, all of that, Robbyn Mitchell. So thank you so much for allowing us to come into your business. We appreciate it.
Welcome to the Little Gym.
The Little Gym in Kansas City North. So
Yes.
we're excited about this. I wore clothes so that, in case I got a chance to kind of do some twirls
I want
and
to see this.
release stress and all of that. So,
Forward rolls will happen.
So to get started in our conversation today, Robbyn, I know that you left corporate America as an engineer
Yes.
to seek this that you're doing, to
Yes.
own your own business. You're a franchise owner
Yes, ma'am.
of the Little Gym.
Mhm.
And how long ago was that?
I left corporate in 2019. So my last day was November 30th, 2019 to start. Actually, 2018.
18.
Yeah,
Right.
2018. Yeah, I was like, oh, where is this years ago? So 2018, and after that, I haven't looked back since.
Great. So this is what I have in talking to people who have transitioned the way that you have.
Yes.
And so many times we have this hunger on the inside, hunger for something more,
yes.
something different,
Yes.
something that you're more passionate about.
Yes.
You know, that thing that even when you lay down at night, that hunger is
Keeps
stirred
you up. Yep.
And so what was that for you, or what was it like for you
Right.
that you finally decided
To make the jump.
to make it?
To make the jump, well, I must say that when you're comfortable, it's so easy to stay in that comfort zone. So I've been an engineer for almost 15 years. So I was comfortable. I was doing what I went to school for. I was doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing in my life, what everyone expected me to do in my life. But then after a while, when I finally got to get out of the box, once my son was born, and take months, weeks off away from the norm, you start to realize when it was time to go back, I didn't have the love and the passion that I thought I still
So
that I needed.
Was that your moment?
That was my
like,
moment when I
it's
said
time to go back,
but that's not really feeling it. So I still went back, and I went to a new position. I said, maybe I'll just change paths, change careers within the company. But still after that, I was a surrogate for my best friend, so I got some more time off. And I said, I can't go back. If I go back and I feel the way I'm feeling, I need to make a change. So I started separating myself from the normal things that I would do. I started making sure I spent time with people who were pouring into me. I started spending time with God more, honestly, in church. I mean, in my car, whenever I was riding, I made sure that I was pouring into myself. So once that happened, it was just a light bulb went off, and it was just like I took my son to the Little Gym in Kansas City, Kansas, and so there's another one. And when I took him there, I was so happy every time I walked in the door. I was elated. And the seed for the Little Gym was actually planted in college. So you'll never know what you've done previously in your life that planted a seed. So when I was in college, I worked at the Little Gym just for fun,
Wow, so you came
full circle. And we'll get to this, but when I went to corporate, so the franchise in Scottsdale, Arizona, and met them, the gentleman who was now at corporate remembered me.
This is the franchise.
This is
the corporate for the Little Gym.
For the Little Gym, yes.
Okay.
There's 400 Little Gyms across
the United States.
No, internationally too.
Oh, wow.
Dubai, Russia, everywhere. China, they're everywhere. And so when I went there, he was like the international Little Gym, but he remembered me from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
The people were just kind of lining up for you.
Yes,
wow.
yes, Pastor Carolyn.
Amazing.
It was amazing. So when I left corporate America, I was scared out of my mind because I was comfortable. But
so that was going to be my next question.
Okay.
It's about that that go like You know, you're kind of afraid, but then you're kind of excited.
Yes.
And you don't know, if I take this leap, what's going to really happen? Because you left a
good paying salary.
Engineer corporate job.
Yes.
So
it was a prayer. It was faith.
Okay.
But once
you took the leap of faith.
I took a leap of faith, and my husband was so supportive. Once you know that you're doing something in your passion, the fear starts to subside. The things that are intimidating, you just know what you're supposed to be doing. March of 2018, I just stopped because you're supposed to fill out this big application to actually be a franchise owner. It was a rigorous process to get through it. You had to be selected. You didn't just get to pay and you got it. They had to select you and you had to select them.
So you had to go through a rigorous process.
Yes.
So it wasn't easy.
It was not easy.
Oh, okay.
It was not easy at all.
I just want to make that clear.
It was
not easy. You did the first. You took the leap.
I took the leap.
You did the job.
I did the application. It was a
3-hour-long,
application. I remember I sat down and one night from probably like 7 o'clock at night to 10 o'clock and just wrote everything out, answered every question, filled out the whole every documentation they needed, and I finally sent it. And so when they called me back, probably a few weeks later and said they received it, that's when the process started. They had a phone interview with me. That's when we realized that I knew people at corporate, and they're like, David, he knows you, he remembers you. You're already part of the family. Well, hearing those words was like, really? They're like, we don't need to know anymore, you had to do all the financial, and things of that nature. But once they saw it, they're like, we're inviting you right now to something called Discovery Day. And my husband and I had to fly out there. We had to meet the corporate, all of the directors, CEOs, finance, everybody, and they interviewed us, we interviewed them. And then after that, June, they called us 2 days later. They said, we loved you, we want you. You have been granted the franchise. We jumped up and down for joy. And that was the beginning. That was the beginning of the Little Gym, Kansas City North.
That's wonderful. So how long, I'm looking around at all of, this is
so fun.
Yeah, it looks like
you smile every time you come to work.
When Harper gets big enough, we're gonna have to bring her.
Yes.
But I'm looking around at everything. So did you have to find your own location?
Yes.
And then decorate and set everything up yourself?
Yes. So corporate, actually, they have a game plan for you because they've been doing this for a while, but you still have to find it. So I found this location before I even filled out the application.
Oh, so you were really walking by faith.
I was literally walking by faith. I was doing laps around this area at every point of the day just to see what was the traffic like, what was the vibe like, what was the feel, what did I feel when I pulled in? Was I safe? Was the traffic crazy getting off the freeway?
So
little
these
things.
are some things to consider when you're looking for a location.
Absolutely.
Easy access.
Easy access. Parking on one side versus parking on the other side. It's crazy parking on one side, but it's nice and easy. The stresses of a mom, a dad, a grandparent, you want to take those away. So I left corporate and actually worked in Kansas City, Kansas Little Gym, to learn everything I wanted to implement in my little gym, before. So that's called a GIMBA in engineering terms and lean. In fact, GIMBA, go and see. I literally left my job and planted myself in the atmosphere I wanted to be in for the rest of my life, to see, is this what I really want to do, and what are the ins and outs and the ebbs and flows of the little gym.
So what you're saying is that once you knew this was it, you didn't just, you did some work.
I did some strategy.
Strategy. Yeah, you had some strategy.
Had some strategy.
Going to another one and seeing how things are running. And
yes.
So valuable lessons for you, right?
Very valuable, very valuable. We traveled that year, but every time we went to a different state, I made sure I went to a little gym just to meet them, just to see what's their lobby like. Is it crazy with strollers? Is it what literally, what's the size? Is it big? Is it small? People who are now here and have come from other gyms, they're like, this is the best little gym I've ever been to. It's beautiful. God's given me so
Well, I've never been in one before.
Welcome.
Except for this one. There weren't little gyms when mine were little.
Yes, it's okay. They are now. They are here. They are awesome.
Right. So, again, what do you offer families? Oh, before we get to
Oh,
that, we're in a pandemic.
Yes.
And
Yes, we are.
Some businesses are, suffering. They're
Mm-hmm.
not getting enough. So
Yeah.
how are you operating, if that's not too personal?
No, not at all. God is good, and I am happy to share that the Little Gym of Kansas City North is doing well beyond what we forecasted. We are above where we forecasted without the pandemic. So that's a blessing in and of itself, to know that when you're doing what you're supposed to do, families feel it. They feel that trust. They feel that comfort level. They see your level of how you're operating.
Mm-hmm.
Their children are learning, they're growing, they're not just getting energy out, they're actually, learning skills that are going to take them into, different teaching life skills, here, not just gymnastics. So we're at 220 children already. We've only been open for 4 months. And
amazing.
It's amazing. In a pandemic.
Right, in a pandemic.
Nobody but God, yes.
Yes.
So in the middle of this, my family has been so supportive. We didn't have the financing from all of the banks that we thought, because we were in a pandemic, which is understandable. Gyms are closing, but it was such a blessing, from my grandparents to my mother and father to friends and families. My grandmother passed away in the middle of everything that was going on, and
we're so sorry.
Thank you. But she was an educator. She was a lover of children. Her passion was behind children, and so my parents almost said, "You have something in you that we almost didn't realize, growing up, and we were so glad to see you walking in your passion, in your purpose."
So where did the engineering part, did that come from your parents?
That came from my parents. It came from my mentor. It came from the world. It came from living in Silicon Valley.
To go for that corporate job,
that corporate, yes.
Certain salary.
Yes, being from California, it's just like, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what's
Mm-hmm.
going on, and so you are your environment.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was doing, but I always knew I loved children. Working, when I went to EC, I became the nursery director. I love children. I always had to have them around me, no matter what I was doing. Even when I was at Hallmark, working at corporate, I had to be a part of MOPS. I wanted to be moms of preschoolers. I was being a nanny on the weekends just because I had to be around children. They gave me life.
And now you get to own your own, plus get that passion satisfied.
Absolutely. Every time I walk in these doors, the smiles that I receive, the hugs, I want to sit next to you, teach me this. Their children are like, my children say they love you, and it is authentic. It is.
I can see that. Because I can feel, just from talking to you, I can feel your passion and your love.
Yes.
For what you do.
Absolutely.
So that's great. So
thank you.
Tell us if a parent wants to know, why should I come here? What do you have to offer at this little gym?
At this little gym, we can offer your children a safe area to be themselves. We don't want you to be someone else at the little gym. We want you to be who you are. If you are Harper and you are running around and you are working on your listening skills, we want you to do that. If you are Camden and you are running everywhere and you are an athlete at heart and you can do backflips and front flips, we're going to hone in those skills to teach you how to be safe, and do those skills. If you are a shy, timid, maybe, Sharvie, we're going to teach you to, come out of your shell, but confidence is really what you're going to get here. If a child can come here and learn a handstand or learn a forward roll or learn how to do a backflip, they may have the confidence to make a new friend or to raise their hand in school or to, do something that they were timid about doing before. The way we teach at the Little Gym is different. It's not just gymnastics. It's teaching emotions, emotional growth. It's teaching problem solving. It's teaching, spatial awareness for 4 months old, 4-month-olds. It's teaching
4 months old.
4 months,
Okay.
Yes, they're that little, and their vestibular system and getting them used to going upside down and making sure that those those body parts are developed. Kids are not terrified or are fearless at that
Right,
age. But
right,
if you
sure.
incorporate those muscle developments at that early of an age, the sky's the limit for all of them. We want to be the springboard into life. That's one of our mottos. You may not, the Little Gym is non-competitive, but we want to launch you into whatever you're going to be doing in your life. But
So this is during a pandemic when so many things are that you cannot do, families cannot do.
yes.
This is something if you have a little one that's just
Yes.
gotta get out of the house and
Yes.
do something and
Yes, this would be
an alternative.
This would be an alternative because one, it's just your same families in class each hour. You don't have you'll always know who's going to be in the class. It's consistent. We only have the gym. You only have the gym for your families. Pretty much for that hour, so you don't have any other interactions. You could also do private play dates if you only want to have your child here with the instructor. You also can do private play groups where it's only 6 people in your bubble, that you can come and have the gym to yourself. There's private parties. So there's a lot of different programs that kids can come and be amazing here.
And you did mention classes
Yes.
and the age range.
The age range, we start as early as 4 months. Yes, 4 months, all the way to 12
4
years
months.
old.
Give me an idea. Okay.
We call them our bugs, our 4 months, all the way to grade school. So on Saturday, we have 6 to 12-year-olds from 12:25 all the way to 1:25, and they're learning back handsprings, and they're learning those, those larger, more difficult skills. Whereas the 4-year-olds, you're engaging their imagination, and you're making sure that they're keeping up, and learning how to do gymnastics, while also learning patience, waiting their turn in line, but still getting that chance to talk during opening circle and share a story. There's so many. Every week the gym changes. Right now, we have things set up there, but next week they're going to be over there, and the kids come and they're just like, what just happened? Their imagination is like
So
on level
not
10.
only are their gross motor skills and their
Yes.
fine motor skills
Correct.
are being
Stimulated. Mhm.
Yes, stimulated. Not only that, but behavior skills.
Correct.
So they're getting a well-rounded program.
Absolutely. We teach the whole child, not just specific. And it's individualized instruction. It's not just, Pastor Carolyn, okay, everybody has to do the same thing. Every child is not the same person.
Right,
So
right.
if Johnny is holding his chin up, trying to do a pullover, and all he wants to do is hold his chin up, and that's all he wants to do, we praise the effort, not the outcome. It's so important at that age to make sure that you praise each effort, because if they can conquer that one step, they'll be confident enough to go to the next step. But if Maria wants to do her flip all the way over and she's ready, let's do it, So but we do individualized instruction just to make sure the children know that their best is all we want. You just have to try your best. You don't have to be the best. That's one of the things we constantly teach.
So, are there crying when it's time to go?
Yes. Lots of tears when they do not want to
They don't
leave.
wanna leave.
I want to sleep at the little gym. Can we have a sleepover? Yes. We can't, but we always remind them they can come back every single week, and it's a year-long program, so you can start at any time in the year, and we just progress them as they're comfortable.
So you offer packages, like for a month or two,
Yeah.
or whatever?
It's monthly.
Monthly.
So monthly is how we do everything. And right now with the pandemic, we want to be the most flexible place that you
Right.
do business. So we just say monthly. So tuition's $84 per month, and we love that. And you can start and stop at any time. Just let us know. But yeah, it's a really.
So can you just turn around a little bit? I know we have to be heard.
Yes.
But if you can turn around just to identify some of the things that
The equipment. Okay,
and
so
if you need me to go and
you ready?
no.
Oh, she wore the right outfit for it.
I did, just in case, but no.
Okay,
I think I'll.
so we have the uneven bars. That is a big confidence booster for children. To imagine, these children are 3 feet tall, so to go on an apparatus that is twice their size, that is huge. So that's the uneven bars. Right behind me is the balance beam. Balance is a huge skill set, whether you're playing football, soccer, or just walking on a curb. Balance, it engages your core. It gives you the confidence to do a lot of things. Parallel bars, they're kind of hidden behind our rainbows, but coordinating your hands and your feet at the same time, you don't come out the womb knowing how to walk like a spider, you know? And so, you know, learning those muscles that take that, those are some of our things that are set up right now. The apparatus over here, we do handstands, you know, the depth perception going up and down, but really teaching coordination. You know, at the beginning, we do group activities. You might see us with a hockey stick one week, the next week we might have tennis rackets, you know, so there's sports classes, there's gonna be dance classes soon, so we do a little variety of everything.
This is so exciting to
It's
me.
phenomenal. And it's mine, what?
Right.
I had the best team though. My team, I couldn't do it without my team and my family, and everybody's just so supportive.
Well, thank you, Robbyn, for allowing us to come into your space here at the little gym.
My
and,
pleasure.
allowing us to just see exactly what it is the little gym is all about.
Thank
so
you.
We thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right.